In today's video, we will be taking a look at Sledgehammer's cancelled Call of Duty game, which would have taken place during the Vietnam War. Over the years, many fans of the Call of Duty series have wondered why we haven't had a full game that takes place during the Vietnam War. One would think that it's a setting that Activision would want to explore more, and it would also give us a very gritty and eye-opening experience. However, to this day, we haven't received a game set there. Some fans have speculated that it could be due to the setting of the war and where it takes place. Some believe it could be limiting in terms of maps and things like that. Through Call of Duty's history, we have visited the Vietnam War, but only in flashbacks and small sequences, the most recent being Call of Duty Cold War. However, we were very close to getting a game set during the Vietnam War, but it could have looked like a very different Call of Duty game. The official name of the game would have been called Call of Duty Fog of War. There are no plot details that I could find for the game, but at the time it was being developed by Sledgehammer Games, and one of the founders of Sledgehammer Games, Glenn Schofield, was a part of the project. He was the creator of the Dead Space games, and he assured fans that it would have been a very different take on war. He stated that they had done a lot of research for the war, and it would even have some Dead Space-like moments, which to me translates to it would probably show some very brutal moments during the war and potentially push what we had seen up to that point. The reason for the game's cancellation seems to point to Activision asking Sledgehammer Games to assist in the development for Modern Warfare 3 in 2010. This was due to the internal conflict that the studio Activision was embroiled in with Infinity Ward at the time, causing them to lose resources in the development for Modern Warfare 3 and needing an extra hand. Glenn Schofield at the time said during an interview that they were given the choice to assist with Modern Warfare 3's development or continue their work on their Vietnam War game. They put Fog of War on hold, but it would remain there indefinitely, and in a 2011 interview, he said that it was more than likely cancelled. The game would have been a third-person action-adventure shooter, similar to what we had seen in Uncharted at the time, and similar to the original Dead Space. The team would go on to develop Advanced Warfare, and in 2014, Glenn Schofield stated that if they ever asked him to do a third-person Call of Duty game again, they would just resume development on their Fog of War title. However, this is extremely unlikely now because that interview was not only 10 years ago, but Glenn Schofield left Sledgehammer Games and went on to create the Callisto Protocol. In the end, we never received a Vietnam War game, and we may never get it either. If Activision already dipped their toes into that genre, into that game, and they haven't gone back after all these years, I don't think that they ever will. And quite honestly, the most we'll see of the Vietnam conflict is probably going to be on callbacks and flashbacks for future Call of Duty games.